Hi everyone! I wanted to come to you on a vlog today because it's been so long since I filmed a video. I just thought it would be fun. So right now I am coming to you in Jersey City. It's been not even a week since we've moved from the Metro Detroit area, and a lot of people think that we are crazy because we moved to New York with a plan but without jobs. So today I just thought it would be interesting to record my thoughts and maybe look back on this video a few months or years from now and compare how life unfolded and just, I don't know, talk about what's going on. So if you haven't been caught up with the blog in the last couple of months or social media, then hey, guess what? Scott and I moved. We decided after 5 months of not having a job for him in Detroit that it was time to make a move. And although we are going to miss a lot of friends that we became close to in Michigan, it was hard to leave them, but we're very excited about opportunities in the future. And a long time ago we decided that if we had the opportunity to move to a big city where entertainment is everywhere, then it's going to be New York City or the LA area. And so after a lot of consideration and weighing out a lot of different things, we decided that New York is the place. So before we moved out here, we visited. I've come to New York several times, and so has Scott before, but neither one of us has actually looked around the areas for possible places to live and see what we like and don't like from a local perspective. We've always just been wrapped up in doing everything possible and seeing Broadway shows and meeting up with friends who live in the area, which is awesome. But this last trip, we wanted to seek out specific things. We wanted to see what contacts we had, what kind of jobs we could possibly get in the city, what we picture ourselves doing, where we pictured ourselves living. And we came to the conclusion that a really good fit for us is somewhere that is commutable to the city, but not necessarily in Manhattan. Most of you watching this know that we have a fur family. We have a dog and 2 cats, so we decided to bring everyone with us and just wing it. And a lot of people think we're crazy, but a lot of people also think that we're awesome for just doing it. So here are some of my thoughts and some things that I've learned in less than a week of being here. When we were weighing out different places to live, we considered a lot of things, one of them being cars. We are in a very unique spot in Michigan where I was actually leasing a car from my friend who worked for Chrysler, and I had the opportunity to turn it in at the end of the month, last month. And we sold Scott's Jeep last summer, and when he got laid off, we decided not to purchase another car because we didn't want to move 2 cars depending on where we ended up. So we were in a very unique situation where we had 1 car and it was a lease, and we were able to turn it in. So we were virtually car free. And while this may scare a lot of people, this was actually very exciting for us because we've always loved walking cities. We've always loved being able to hop on and off of public transportation, specifically trains and subways, and we just love being in an area where there's so much just blocks away from you. We didn't even think New York would ever be an option for us until we factored in cars. So at the moment, we don't have a car, which means we don't have car payments. If you do the math, 1 car payment, 2 car payment, you basically apply that to rent, and it's somewhat relatively close to what we were paying in Michigan. By the way, housing in Michigan, or the Metro Detroit area anyways, is very much a buyer's market. If you rent where we lived, it's expensive and silly. Like, what we paid for the townhouse we had is ridiculous. It's something that we could have had here, so that also played a very big factor into everything. When we first told our families that we were moving to this area, they freaked out. First of all, it wasn't where we're from, so that dream of being closer to home was gone. Second of all, the cost of living is ridiculous. It's very high, and we realize this. Third of all, it's still cold, and I always complained about how cold I was living in Michigan, so that didn't really seem to fix the problem there. And fourth, we didn't have any concrete jobs lined up, so why were we moving here? Let me just go on with that by saying that literally every single day, morning to night, Scott has been applying for jobs constantly in different cities, different areas, different markets, and New York is where he has gotten the most response. He's an entertainer and he has a very unique background in sports entertainment. So just being here in less than a week, it's crazy how many people we've met and connected with already that show very promising things for the future. We just feel like you can't do that anywhere. And with all things said and done, we are very confident about our decision about moving here. I really hope this is the case a year from now so I don't look back on this and feel like a total idiot. But you know what? When life hands you lemons, you make lemonade, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're using this as an opportunity to start over, to get involved in different things and new surroundings, and we are so pumped with where we ended up nailing an apartment. That is a story for another day, but just even getting an apartment here is crazy. Like the process you have to be prepared with and go into with paperwork and information, and it's very complicated. So we feel very grateful and blessed that the apartment we got into went very seamlessly, and it was a lot easier than we expected, and we owe a big thank you to our friends who helped us with that. Next weekend is when we officially move into Brooklyn, and it is in the Park Slope area, which, by the way, we never thought we could ever afford living there, but it just was a crazy fluke that we found this place thanks to our friends, and there wasn't a broker fee. There's just so many things that lined up unexpectedly that we went in to go see the apartment and left with the keys that same day. Like, that just doesn't happen, but we're super pumped. Can't wait to get there and start decorating and organizing everything and figuring out this small space living. Here's just a few things that I've learned since living here. It can be very expensive to dine out here, so when you can, take advantage of the street carts and food trucks that are along the roads, because you can score a great lunch in $5 or less. The same goes for nightlife. You can drop a buttload of money very quickly when you go to a fancy restaurant or concert or something of the sort, but there's so many venues that have live music and drink specials for $5 that you just have to know where to go. It's all about asking people, asking locals, finding out certain things to do on certain days of the week that is a little bit cheaper, and we're starting to realize that it's actually a lot more affordable if you're smart about your decisions of where you go and what you do and what you eat. For those of you watching this who are still freaked out that we don't have a car, it's the way of life here. Hardly anyone we know here has a car, probably 2 people, and it's for the best because you don't want to pay for parking, you don't want to park it, and even if you do park it, you're probably going to get sideswiped by a random vehicle several times while you park your car on the streets. So I'm just not interested in that. We've been using the subway and trains since we've been here, and even bus, and it's been nice. Like, I really like walking. That's one thing that I really missed about living in Metro Detroit, is you had to drive somewhere to be able to walk around in a city environment, and I just didn't like that. I don't like driving. I hate it, actually. So it's working out really well. One big question we had when we decided we weren't going to have cars is what happens if you have an emergency or if you have to take your animals to the vets. Well, guess what? Where we live, there's a vet literally a block and a half away around the corner. There's a Whole Foods. There's several restaurants. There's 2 gyms. There's a bar studio. There's so many things within blocks of where we live. I could literally stay in the area all day, every day, and be remotely happy with that. Obviously, my goal is to get out and to get to the city and to get to other boroughs and do other things, but I'm very happy with the location that we're in. One thing that keeps making me laugh is when we were looking at apartments, my mom kept asking how many bathrooms places have, and they only have 1 bathroom. Unless you're buying an extremely expensive place, it's gonna have 1 bathroom, and it's gonna be tiny, like hardly able to move in there. Scott and I have just been looking everything up and pinning everything and making all these boards on how to make the most of your small space and store things. We're getting one of those beds that opens up and has all these layers of storage that we're excited about. For the bathroom, we're gonna get one of those, I don't even know what it's called, one of those things that goes over the toilet that has shelving. We're gonna roll our towels and hang them on the wall and a display. There's just so many little things. People have figured this out. Like if you go on Pinterest and search New York living or how to decorate a New York apartment on a budget, there's so many great ideas, and you can actually search my boards for what we plan on doing. We're gonna hit up IKEA. There's one in Brooklyn, so excited about that. And yeah, we're just really looking forward to putting everything together and getting settled in. And at this moment in time, neither one of us have solidified jobs, but there are several opportunities that we've been talking back and forth with via email, person, through job search websites. There's a lot of things in the works, so we're confident that something's gonna pull through. And I just thank you guys for following our journey. And I'm sure there will be much more to share. This is only the beginning. And like I said, we haven't even been here a week. So thanks for following our journey. And I will definitely keep you posted on everything and how it's going. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Talk to you soon.